This morning, I'm very humbled and honored to present the presidential message for the 117th FPA conference, especially on my final year of teaching and as a principal. All educators want their students to succeed in life. What was considered, as mentioned in the morning, a good education 50 years ago, however, is no longer enough for success in college, career, and citizenship.
It is indeed an honor to be here with you to open the 117th Fiji Principal Association Conference this morning. I've been looking forward to meeting those of you who are directly in charge of our children in school, and so I thank you most sincerely for giving me the opportunity to do so today. Your conference has come at a time when the nation is getting back on its feet after a battering from the most destructive cyclone to hit our beloved country. That you're able to convene within 3 months after Tropical Cyclone Winston is indicative of your commitment and steadfastness to pursue the interests of your association. This is also reflective of the nation's approach, which is essentially one of resilience and of trying to return life to normality as quickly as humanly possible. And because you're gathering for the first time after a major national disaster, I encourage us to take the time on this occasion to remember all our fellow Fijians who have suffered extensively from Tropical Cyclone Winston. We remember especially the children and those whose classrooms were destroyed, therefore affecting their opportunity to learn. Moreover, for the families who lost loved ones and those who are in the rebuilding process, our prayers and good wishes are with them. Importantly, we should continue to acknowledge the government's rehabilitation efforts, including the Adopt a School, Adopt a Village, and Help for Homes initiatives, amongst others. We also acknowledge with profound appreciation the assistance of all the donors from the international community and our local partners. I have every confidence that all the various forms of assistance will collectively ensure that the affected school children can resume their studies in improved conditions and very soon. The conference theme. This brings me to the theme of your conference, which is, and I quote, preparing 21st century students for a global society. Apt, very apt and timely. This year's theme, like those of the previous years, are consistent with the association's goal of providing a forum for support, encouragement and professional development of secondary school principals, and leadership in all aspects of secondary education in consultation with the Ministry of Education and the relevant stakeholders. It is encouraging to note from your program that you will be discussing some very interesting and important topics that include critical thinking, problem solving and communication, collaboration, creativity and innovation, roles of the educators, education for international understanding, and environment and health education. I agree with you that the world is now facing certain challenges that were almost unheard of in the past. Challenges brought on by health epidemics, climate change, global poverty, and terrorism are threats to society both globally and locally. Your theme and the associated topics will generate interesting debate, no doubt, in the effort to prepare our children to cope with these challenges. I am particularly pleased to note that in addition to the many notable speakers, the Minister for Education, the Honorable Dr. Ret'd, will also address your conference tomorrow. The Honorable Minister, I'm sure, will explain in detail government's education reform program, and he will also continue to seek your cooperation in transforming Fiji into a knowledge-based society. The education reforms are importantly taking the cue from the provisions of the Fiji Constitution of 2013 that provides the right for every person to early childhood education, primary and secondary education, and to further education. It is heartening to note that the ultimate intent of the reforms is to improve the quality of education throughout Fiji, and in the process help prepare our children to meet the new challenges of the 21st century and beyond. These challenges include the topics that you will discuss. They also include the demands of a modern economy and workforce. I would like to encourage the Fiji Principal Association to work with the Honourable Minister and to strengthen your partnership with government to achieve both the objectives of your association and the government's ultimate vision for the nation through education. I would like to also encourage the association to consider ways to address two major issues that are already threatening our people. And these issues relate directly to some of the topics that you will be discussing in the next 2 days. As Fiji's champion for the eradication of non-communicable diseases, NCDs, I urge all principals to lead by example and to encourage your students and teachers to adopt a healthier lifestyle. I'm aware that the subject of healthy living has been taught in schools for some time. However, this does not seem to reflect on the current trend where 80% of our people die from premature deaths, and these are deaths before the age of 70. Deaths which are related to NCDs. NCDs, as we know, are more to do with an individual's lifestyle and eating habits rather than with genetics. In saying this, I suppose that one of our immediate objectives in preparing our children and grandchildren to face the challenges of the 21st century would be to ensure that they are making the right lifestyle choices from a very young age. This certainly calls for an educated and concerted approach where schools, apart from families and communities, are also leading the charge. The other threat to our nation as we speak is the mosquito-borne diseases like dengue, chikungunya, and Zika. You may be aware that government has initiated a month-long national campaign called Fight the Bite, Clean Up Fiji, which calls on all Fijians to help clean our environment and rid it of mosquito breeding positions or spots. I reiterate that both NCDs and mosquito-borne diseases are immediate threats to our people, very real threats. They require an all-out approach by all Fijians to save our nation, and especially our children. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your foresight in trying to address the new challenges that the world faces by bringing a focus on the topics that you will discuss in your 2-day conference. I'm confident that when the whole nation unites and works together, we will be able to address both our immediate challenges and the challenges of the 21st century and beyond. I thank you once again for inviting me to open your conference for 2016, and I wish you every success with your deliberations within the next 2 days. May God bless you all, and may He continue to bless our beloved nation, Fiji. Thank you. Nawale, Sukriya, and Tanyaman.